Hello and welcome to this first video where I'm going to teach you how to use R to do some statistics. This is a very much an introductory course, so if you haven't used R before, then welcome. So hopefully we'll get you using R to do some, really quite interesting statistics. I'm expecting that you maybe know a little bit of statistics, so you've maybe done a statistics course, a university level course before. So, but this is really just, well, how do we do the computing with it? And we're going to do some interesting things in the course. R's free software and it's open source. It's free because you can download it and not have to pay a penny, and it's open source, which means that you can pick it up, you can see how it's put together, you can change it, and you can even put it back together and improve it for somebody else. Because it's open source, R is really a community. It's a project, and most of our users are out there to help you. You can do almost anything you want with R. And the great thing about it being free is that people have written a load of really interesting tools, interesting add-ons. In R, we often call them packages, which will allow you to do pretty much anything you want to do in statistics or data science. So, for example, you might be working in biostatistics, and there's packages that will allow you to analyze genes. You might be working in financial statistics or financial applications, and you want to analyze the stock market. There are packages that will allow you to do it. Let me just show you a couple of packages I found. So this is just, so there's a website gallery called, which shows off some packages which are written in something called Shiny, which is a way of just showing you some R. So here's a map of the UK, and if I type in the postcode of my university, I can look up data from the UK police database and see all the crimes that are committed. So this is fairly bad for me. We can zoom into where I work, and look, there's a violent crime right there. We're getting a very easy visualization just again using publicly available data. And we've got a little bar chart of what crimes were committed. So 129 violent crimes in June. That's not great. So here's another similar case, COVID-19. We have a tracker here, so we can move the date to any date in the pandemic and see which areas were infected. We can count the number of deaths for each country in the world, and it's again using public data to give us a dashboard. If we want to look up Ebola as well, we can see that, hey, look, some countries have Ebola as well as COVID. So not nice. But hey, look, this is really useful, and this is all written in R with just a few little add-ons. Here's some silly things as well. So I don't know who plays Pro Evolution Soccer, but let's say I'm interested in finding out Lionel Messi, and I want to find out the most similar players to Lionel Messi. Well, here is Lionel Messi's stats in the game, and we've got this nice rows plot, which is kind of helping me to find which people are similar to Lionel Messi. So we can compare and see that Lionel Messi is better than this other player in most dimensions, but there's some things this other player is better at. So I'm not a player of Pro Evolution Soccer, but maybe you are. Maybe you want to know these things. This is cool. This is my favourite one I found just in playing around. Let's suppose we want to make something out of Lego, and here's a photo of me. I'm squished a bit, but there you go. And let's say I want a nice bright picture of myself, and I want to create myself out of Lego. So here we go, and R is searching through all the bricks, or maybe we've got a bit too bright here. So let's now create my face in Lego. I was searching through the bricks, and there you go. Okay, so it will give me the outline of my face using Lego bricks, and it will tell me how to prepare my face using Lego if I want to. So it gives me the diagram of all the blocks I need and a little table of which ones I need to buy. Please don't attempt to build my face in Lego. I would find it very confusing. But hey, look, this is cool, okay? This is just using R. So this is just sort of using some statistics. Last one doing a few clever mathematical bits as well. But hey, all these cool things we can do. And if you don't like things because it's cool and because it's a nice, friendly software environment, then look, you can get a job in it. So I've just typed in RStudio to a random job site, and here we go. Data analyst, can you use RStudio? Can you go and work for Essex County Council? Will you be able to use RStudio in there? So there's all these jobs, a lot of them require RStudio. As I mentioned, the other popular popular skill is Python, so learn both, but RStudio will certainly help you advance in statistics. So hopefully I've whetted your appetite and told you a little bit about what R can do. And I've been mentioning RStudio a little bit and haven't really explained the distinction between R and RStudio. Well, R is the brains behind the operation. Okay, so what I'm showing you on my screen now is a little preview of what we're going to do. And if you see, we've divided the workspace up into little panes. Okay, so we've got a few little panes here which we can adjust if we want to. But on the left-hand side, we have this sort of box here, which is the brains behind R. Okay, and this is actually R. Okay, this bit on the left is R, and this is where I can do my work. So I type in 2 + 2, it will give me 4. I can assign X to take the value 5, and there it is. Okay, so in the old days, I would just type everything into this box here, and the rest would not exist. But this was not very user friendly, so a company called RStudio developed a product which is called RStudio, and this product provides a graphical interface and a series of helper applications and menus which allow us to do more advanced things in R. Okay, so for example, here in this environment tab up in the top right, okay, you can see that X takes a value of 5. So if I'm working with data, I'm able to sort of see it here. And I've also got some, point and click things here, so I can, save my files, or I can, debug some code or whatever I happen to do. Okay, so formally, R is the software language, and RStudio is an integrated development environment which allows me to interface with R. Okay, so in these videos, I'm going to use RStudio. There's other things you can use with R, but RStudio is by far the most popular and to my mind the best. And we're going to be using that. Okay, so the reason I talk about this now is that we're going to now have to install both bits in order to be able to make any progress and to really get started. Okay, so let's suppose I'm going to be starting again. So how do I start again? Well, there's a link in your documents and underneath here in the video, and here is RStudio. Okay, and we're going to rstudio.com, and we're just going to go through to the product, which is called RStudio. Click on RStudio Desktop, and we're going to download the RStudio Desktop. The link I've given you will go straight there. We're only going to want the free version. Okay, so if anyone tries to get you to pay anything for RStudio, you'll probably be conned. So I'm going to go to the download page, and you will see the instructions. People often miss this, that I have to do two things. I need to install R, so I need to install the engine, and then I need to download RStudio itself. So I click on the first link here, it will take me to the Comprehensive R Archive Network, which is the sort of central repository for all things R. And I'm going to click on the appropriate link. I'm recording this on a Windows machine, so we download for Windows. And really, I just need the top link. I just need the base. The rest you might want at some later stage. But if I click on the base and then I click on this download, the download will appear in its normal way, and I can install this. Okay, so once that's installed, I'm just going to click through on the defaults. I'm then going to go and download RStudio for Windows. And again, this is fairly simple. I get the download, and eventually when it downloads, I'm going to open it up and install it. Okay, so two components to install, R and then RStudio. If you're using a Mac, it's very, very similar. Linux, I'm guessing you probably know what you're doing, but the various packages for your particular flavour of Linux that you can use. So that's how we install R and RStudio, and in the next video we'll get started with doing some very basic things in R.